Because I don't want to waste my audience time, I will tell you right away what this episode is about. You should consider the idea of retiring in Argentina, even if you are not attempting to avoid prosecution for crimes against humanity before the Hague Court. It may appear strange that someone would praise a country with a complicated economy and suffering from hyperinflation as one of the best places in the world to retire. It is even stranger when this person, myself, is Brazilian. We are supposed to have a fierce rivalry with them, and we do, so don't expect me to cheer for any of their sports teams. However, I must admit that the hermanos, brothers in Spanish, an ironical way that Brazilian sports presenters nicknamed them, have recently become an excellent place for expatriates to retire, for a variety of reasons, some of which are completely counterintuitive. So let's jump straight to the facts. However, before we begin, I would like to ask for a small favor. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button so that YouTube can continue to show it to others. So let's talk about the pros and cons of retiring in Argentina. The cost of living? Definitely a pro, because Argentina has a low cost of living. As in most countries, prices, they have a big variance. Buenos Aires and other major cities will be more expensive than smaller country towns. Having said that, a comparison with a similar life standard in the United States would be at least 50 to 60% lower. Rental accommodation can be up to 75% less expensive than the equivalent in the United States. The Numbeo Cost of Living Index calculates a score by measuring cost of living in various countries and cities around the world. The cost of living in New York is the gold standard with a score of 100. Places that are more expensive than New York have a score above 100, while less expensive places have a score below 100. Argentina received a score of only 22.04 considering housing. This is lower than Peru, Romania, or Mexico, and is comparable to Brazil's scores, with the peculiarity that Argentina is much safer than Brazil. And when it comes to violence, now let's talk about violence. Is a pro or a con depending on where are you from? Because yes, this question depends pretty much on the perspective and type of crime one refers to. So to make it clear, let's compare first Argentina with Brazil, then with the European Union, and then the United States, using data from the last 4 years. So Argentina has an homicide rate, cases per 100,000 inhabitants per year, of 5.3 and a rape rate of 8.5. Brazil, meanwhile, have an homicide rate of 27.4 and a rape rate of 24.4. And the US has an homicide rate of 5 and a rape rate of 38.4. Now, the European Union has an homicide rate of 1.4 and a rape rate of 10.9. While there are issues with how crime is reported in each country, it is realistic to assume that Argentina is safe if you compare it with Brazil, but relatively violent when compared to Europe. Now the language, the Spanish language. It is a pro if you have time to learn it. Not many people besides the most educated speak English in Argentina. The percentage of English speakers with high proficiency is around 6% of the entire population, with approximately 15% believed to have extremely basic or low-level English. But Spanish is one of the easiest languages to learn for English speakers. Therefore, it should not be a barrier. In fact, from my own experience, it's an amazing activity when you use the right resources. And what is the weather like in Argentina? Well, absolutely a pro. Because Argentina is a large country, there are numerous climate and landscape options. City or rural, mountains or prairies. Compare this to other Latin American countries like Peru, Colombia, Mexico, and Costa Rica, where the weather is hot all year. Some people enjoy this type of weather, but if you want to experience multiple climates and variations, Argentina is a better option. The far north is subtropical, there are desert regions, a Mediterranean coastal region, and cold glaciers. It doesn't matter how cold or hot, you will be at ease wherever you go if you have US dollars or euros. And since we talked about money, the unstable economy from Argentina. That is a con. The country's economy has been unstable since at least 1955 and shows little signs of improvement, thus Argentinians live very much in the present with little regard for the faraway future. As a result, daily living in large cities might be erratic in ways that rich countryside retirees will find perplexing. And then there is inflation. Because of the out-of-control inflation, prices grow every month. According to the data from Argentina's National Institute of Statistics and Census, inflation in 2021 reached 50.9%, making it one of the highest rates in Latin America. But inflation doesn't matter much if you earn in foreign currency. And here is a big pro. maybe the biggest of them all, which is the devaluated currency. Having a foreign income source might be beneficial for two reasons. The ability to generate foreign exchange revenue from abroad alleviates the stress associated with swings in the dollar versus peso exchange rate. It is also an excellent inflation hedge. You must consider your tax status as well as where you pay taxes. The Argentinian peso has depreciated so much against the euro and dollar, and virtually any other developed country currency, that if you can convert your hard cash there, you will obtain a fantastic exchange rate. Just be aware that using banks to convert money can cost you a lot in fees, and they often offer poor exchange rates. People who earn in dollars or euros will live a very different life than those who earn in Argentinian pesos. They will be able to ignore inflation, since price increases in Argentinian pesos, but this is offset by the peso's depreciation against the dollar and euro, and have a greater purchasing power. So our conclusion, is Argentina a good place to retire? Yes, it is, but if the question is Argentina a good place to live? Then the answer gets more complicated. There is considerable space for misinterpretation, because often people consider that a good place for retirement is also a good place to live under different circumstances. This is not the case in Argentina. The life of a resident with his income in euros or dollars will be completely different from someone else with a local job and earning Argentinian pesos. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Remember to subscribe to our channel for the next ones.